Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the polycarbonate Bauer 2. Has the Bauer fallen from grace? When I entered the hobby, the Bauer was one of the keyboards to get. It was endgame. It was a 65% with symmetrical wind keyless blockers, which wasn't really seen in any other boards. It had the curves, it had the sound. Today we'll see if the Bauer 2, specifically the polycarbonate Bauer 2, see if it holds up. To catch you up to this keyboard, the Bauer is a 65% keyboard designed and shipped by Omnitype. They're formerly known as Dixie Mech. There was a name change last year. I'm not gonna get into it, but there are some racial undertones. The R1 had two variants. Both had an aluminum top, but the bottom, it was either brass or aluminum. People preferred the feel of the brass bottom because it was hefty, thick, but the sound of the aluminum bottom was a little bit cleaner, you know, brass, resonance, and all that. The keyboard was one of the first ones that had the symmetrical wind keyless blockers, and according to Omnitype, they did not borrow the design choice from any other keyboard. It was aesthetically pleasing as the teal bottom would peek out, even at a regular sitting angle. I love this actually. I found that most keyboard designs focus on the top right, the blockers, the bottom, the weights, or the side profile, the curves. The ironic thing about this is that you don't see any of these design elements as you sit from the regular position on the desk and typing on it. The R1 Bauer was actually a 1-to-1 match with GMK Modern Dolch, the aluminum one anyway. It was immensely satisfying. Wait, what's different in R2 then? Well, not much. The R1 and R2 use the same neoprene gasket mounting style. It feels a little cheap when pour on is what most people use. The only changes in R2 were really the back, where it has a little rectangle now, and the toggle bumpers, which are really just for alignment. Nothing else changed other than the addition of a polycarbonate top option. I don't think the toggle bumpers change the sound in any significant way. What I don't like about the PC top variant is that you can see the gaskets. It feels pretty cheap. Normally, when you install gaskets, you put it on the case so that you can swap your plates. The keyboard has a PC plate and an aluminum plate. I want to be able to swap that, right? So if you install it on the case, the adhesive is sticking up, it looks really cheap. Here, I would recommend installing it on the plate itself and perhaps getting extra gaskets or something. Neoprene gaskets should be cheap. Really, I much prefer my gasket mount keyboards to not be PC so I don't see the gaskets. Also, the keyboard doesn't have any grooves for the gasket, so you're eyeballing the placement of it, which really hurts for a PC top because if you place it poorly, you can see it, and it sucks. They should have really just put in the grooves. It really helps the installation process. Don't know why they didn't do it. For the price of $500 and a full term GB, this board arrived 11 months after the GB end, which is like twice the length of a standard GB. It doesn't feel great. There's other options such as the Vega that was $329, which unfortunately was also delayed multiple times, thanks Rona. Besides that, there are other options such as the affordable Gasket 65s that are much cheaper. The Bauer feels pretty expensive. I know we have to specify aluminum because some people want a heavier keyboard. If they wanted plastic, they would have stayed with their pre-builts. The affordable injection molded polycarbonate boards such as the NK65, the EK68, or the ABS board, which is the KBD67 Lite, feels pretty light in the hand. People don't like that. But besides that, there's plenty of aluminum options and there's more coming that don't come with the extremely long GB period or the high price. The Bauer feels pretty expensive, but it's very interesting. If you go to Mech Market, Reddit, or the Discord, you see that more people are selling the board or trying to trade the board than trying to buy it. Back then, there were not a lot of options. Now there are so many. Why would you pay for a Bauer? My theory is that's why more people are trying to get rid of their Bauer than trying to buy them. Wait, what about the Bauer Lite? This project had absolutely no updates since November 2020, but he sold beer koozies as part of the announcement. The market for injection molded gasket keyboards was definitely early 2021. At this point, if Omnitype releases it for GB or even in stock, it's gonna feel like old news. It also doesn't make sense to exist in the same place as the PC Bauer. The Bauer Lite directly threatens the value of the PC Bauer. Why buy the PC Bauer for 500 GB or 1,000 plus on market when theoretically an injection molded PC Bauer would be around $200? How does this sound though? Is it endgame? This was one of the original keyboards that showcased the word thok to me. That thok sound, deep, low tones, it was pretty loud and pretty cool. The board also has a low front height and low typing angle that's very comfortable to type on without a wrist rest. The sound profile is probably due to the fact that there's very minimal voice space beneath the PCB. The sound that came out of this was very deep then, and the PC version of the R2 still has the same signature sound. It makes switches thok, and I know that word may grate the ears of some of you, but I calls it like I sees it. It's a thoky keyboard. Almost to a fault, honestly. When I bought the Bauer R1, the Telios on aluminum, they sounded very similar to the inks on PC that I built with it later. Why? It's just that Bauer sound. The keyboard has that very unique sound. If you try to bring the crisp clack out of this keyboard, you may end up disappointed. The board is more of the same from last year, just with the quality of life change. The taco bumpers, and oh yeah, they changed the back and now there's a rectangle. I actually prefer the original design where it's like a big smooth back. The reality is we still don't have a lot of comfortable low front height boards, so this still has relevance. Is it worth the money? On Mech Market, it's over $1,000, up to $1,300 for the PC unit, and it's like $1,500 for the aluminum unit. At least that's what they're asking for. I don't really see it being worth that much money. At the end of the day, there are so many options these days that you really don't have to chase over one specific board. The endgame boards from before, there's cheaper alternatives now. The designers have really caught up and figured out how to make boards sound good. Very minimal boards that sound bad. So why enter an expensive GB when you can get things in stock now, or enter affordable GBs and get the same experience? At the end of the day, I think the Bauer was a really cool board in 2020. In 2021, it feels a little bit expensive. If you got it in GB, great, enjoy it. But if you're looking for this aftermarket, I probably would not recommend the PC Bauer. It feels extremely light in the hand. If you're really gonna chase after this Bauer sound, I would definitely recommend the aluminum unit. Just wait a little bit. If they can't sell the board, they'll lower the price and you can jump in then. All right, that's my review of the PC Bauer. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.